Oh golly, let me not sit like that. I'm getting my comfortable position like you. I'm talking to a woman.
Well, if first of all, the one thing that stood out to me probably more than anything was that, and I knew that he was hinting at it before he said it. Before he called him, he said, "I think you're gay." He said it even while setting up the Wendy Williams jab to a degree. Yeah. He was setting it up to basically, he was already calling him gay without calling him gay.
Yeah, it was.
But then because he kept like trying to like talk over him and stuff, and then he's looking at him, and then Dame started going back into his memory bank of, man, I ain't never heard this nigga talk bad about Jay-Z. But he'll talk bad literally about anybody else but Jay-Z. And then he just starts to think about, what is your relationship to Jay-Z? Why don't you say, why is it that he can do no wrong, but we all can, basically? I probably, if I'm Charlemagne, you don't end the interview, though. You can't do that.
I'm at, like,
if you're frustrated, though. Like,
I'm saying you're envy. I'm Charlemagne in the interview.
Right.
How, like, what would you do?
I try to repurpose and focus the questions on what we're really there to talk about.
So you wouldn't lean into my jokes?
No, I would, but I'm saying, but in general, if I start to notice that tensions are rising on both ends, and like now it's getting childish, because that is basically what it turned into. It's starting to just get childish.
I mean,
I'm like, it's. I hate to say it like this. It's like, man, we're running a fucking radio show over here. You know what I mean? Like, I would want to get it back on topic to business. Like, I think it's great to have those moments, because they have them like just on that show in general. They just do. And I guess they were maybe overdue for one overall. Yeah, but at the same time, it is still a platform where you're, supposed to be interviewing this man and asking him about whatever it is, whether he truly is the new face of Revolt or whatever, or whatever they got going on, even with that. It's just interesting.
Yeah, no, there are a few things that I took away from it. For one, Dame went up there with an agenda. He wanted to get some jokes off. He also wanted to get a point across. I think that his approach and his demeanor makes it very difficult for flowing conversation, because he doesn't want to get cut off at any point. In an interview, sometimes you got to cut them off because they'll go too far in left field.
And that's kind of what happened there.
Yeah, and he was cutting people off because, again, he came up there with an agenda. And I think one of the keys to being a great interviewer is allowing the interviewee to flow while also still steering and controlling the conversation. And that didn't happen. And then it gets into the petty, like calling him broke. And then he's like, yeah, but my house is bigger than yours. And
and that's what I mean. It's just childish. Like,
it's childish, yes. But if you're up there to kind of explain to some, like, clear the air with some people who've been speaking on you in a way that you feel is inaccurate, your point in saying my house is bigger than yours is, hey, dog, I'm living good. You know how much you pay for your house. My house is bigger than yours. I pay more for my house, or more in my market. I pay a higher percentage in my market than you do. So don't call me broke. And we talked about not having money and like, hey, man, my kids went to college for free. My kids have houses. If I owe the government this much money, and
his daughter's got his own she's on her own TV show.
Right. If I owe this much money to the IRS, it's got to come from somewhere. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Or if I owe this much in child support, they are deriving this figure from something. So just because I don't use my money the way that y'all do, to me it sounds like he just keeps his money in motion and in business accounts so he can cover his expenses while not having to pay everybody, and taking money out of accounts and opening up.
Come on, tell us what you really want to say, Lee. Come on, we already spoke about it in pre-production.
Oh, I think he's a scammer.
There you go.
But I think he's scamming in one of the most legal ways possible. Like, he is paying high price attorneys to do that, to understand how he can manipulate the tax code. It's nothing any different than other rich people are doing.
Yeah, Donald Trump does it all the time.
Yeah, but they're not
like prior to him being president. He was doing it a lot.
Yeah, but like these, and he made the comparison to Trump in the interview, and we just don't have these figures in Black culture who do things that way. And one of his agendas, which I'm good with, is, hey man, y'all are speaking on business that you do not understand. in a way that's misinforming the people. And your platform is too large to be misinforming the people to this level.
It's spewing out that type of stuff, because at that point it does. I can understand where he's coming from. It can kind of turn into ignorance, right? Like
exactly.
So now I totally feel exactly where he would be coming from with something like that.